and welcome back. I'm happy to be finally getting back to continuing my Let's Play. Took a little bit of a break from it because I was exploring a whole bunch of cool modded content. If you haven't seen the videos I did covering that, I highly recommend it. Lots of cool stuff going on there. And there's lots more to come, but for now, I'm really excited to be going back to the base vanilla game and just continuing my run here. Where we left off, I had just finished the first mission of Act 3, and it's a pretty tough mission. My party got a little roughed up, but nothing too bad, and I'm currently deciding which mission I want to go on. Probably not going to do the Wild Hunt. This is definitely one of the tougher side missions, from what I recall. I'm not going to press on with the story with Beyond the Veil, so I'm thinking of doing Cave of Shadows. Yep, this is the Boudicea recruitment mission, which I don't recall being too rough, so let's just go ahead and do that. Think I'm going to bring Lanville back in. I mean, he's missing a bunch of vitality, but he's kind of been missing vitality for a while. I just keep not healing him. I'm pretty sure I could have last time, but I just forgot to stick him in the hospice, but I'm sure he'll be fine. You know, it's not a big deal. Dagonet does have an injury. Can't use Overwatch or Attacks of Opportunity. Never really use those with him anyways, so shouldn't be really a big deal. And this party looks pretty good, so we can go ahead and get started. Alright, so the start of a mission immediately throws us into a fight. We can see Boudicea there, right in the middle of some trouble. And this is actually one recruitment mission where I kind of do care about keeping her in good shape because she's probably the strongest Vanguard in the game. In my opinion, I think she is. So I may actually use her. I don't generally use Vanguards too much, so it's not exactly a big deal. But if I had a choice of using one, it would be nice to have her as an option. Fortunately, we do not get control of her for this first fight, so it's kind of risky throwing down a desecrated ground because she's very likely to just run into it. But I think if I do something like this... Now, I know desecrated ground doesn't apply damage to the lost enemy type. However, it does still apply the slow. That's the main reason why I'm doing it, hoping that it'll keep these guys from being able to really hurt her much. So with something like this, I think she should be fairly safe from this group, so now I just need to focus on these three over here. And I can't really play that defensively because Boudicea is going to go running at them and get herself killed. So I think opening with that, then if we do a jump, get to here, we can get 2 swings in. Then Balin can easily finish you off. That's fine with the AoE. Get a little damage in here, move back and hide. And then with Lanville, let's just move you up to here. He's probably not going to get attacked, but let's defensive stance to be safe. I don't see this really lasting that many turns to begin with. Okay, cool. He did take a little bit of poison damage, so it did knock him out of the surprise state. That's fine. It should still be more than enough. Yeah, get a kill. And then, there we go. We'll just re-stealth. And then, with Lanville here... wow, really? Perfect wall there. Alright, I guess we're gonna do this. Gonna go, get a couple attacks in, and this should be fine. Let's turn around. Don't want to get backstabbed. Cool. There are a bunch of optional fights you can do, and one involves opening up a bunch of these coffins to find these ghost brothers. And I've never actually bothered to pay attention if there's, like, set spawns, like you need to open this specific 3 sarcophagus to get the ghost. I just run around and open them all at random. It doesn't really matter. There's not really much risk to that. We'll go ahead and use this later. So I'm definitely... I'll show each one that I open that happens to spawn the ghost, maybe that'll be useful for you. I have no idea if it's random or not. First one was right here. Now for the special sarcophagus here for Find Avitus and Cornelia's, those ones are pretty easy to find. They have a different design to them. So as I open this one, here we go, one of the fights we need to do. Now this fight seems intimidating. 1200 health is definitely a lot, but there's a bit of a trick where she actually takes damage from killing the ads. So if you just really focus on cleaning up the spawns, you really shouldn't have much issue. Just gonna do some positioning. And then we do have Boudicea, throwing dagger. Oh, she is unyielding as a default talent, so she gets some HP back on hit. That's good to know. We'll Blood Hex you to reduce your damage, and I think that's fine. Now, a lot of these are Toxic Dead, which is a little annoying, but not a huge deal. Let's try and get the kill with Balin, because he'll actually get an AP refund off of it. And you can see her health is going down. I'm pretty sure it matches the amount of health that the enemies have, I think. Let's find out. No, a little more, actually. Okay, cool. Definitely gonna defensive stance on Landfall here. He's getting a little bit ganged up on 2-1. And the tick damage from the desecrated ground should finish you. Don't have enough AP to hide, so we'll just use this column for cover. And I was just about to mention, you may notice that mathematically, the amount of enemies that start with the encounter, not enough to kill her. She does bring more. If you do run out, you can, of course, just attack her directly. That works fine as well. Cool. Then, and get a hit here. There we go. And just gonna keep the pressure up, really. Apply that range damage debuff to her by being in melee distance. And I think that's everything we can do this turn. Alright. Boudicca's getting a bit low. She does have a bleed and a poison, so definitely want a healing potion. Cleanse those off, get her health back up to a reasonable amount. Dagger's not enough. I guess we have to go in for the melee. Also stealth. As for you, that's fine. Out of mobs, I'm pretty sure she'll summon more, but I mean, until then, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. With you, up out of range. I guess we'll slowing hex. Still out of range. Okay, well, I guess never mind. Okay, just a scream, so she's dead. We have the surprise bonus and backstab. I should have vulnerability, I always forget about that. But I feel like we should be able to get a kill here, potentially. Can Earthshaker reach? We can. And then if we do throwing dagger, and then force bolt. Oh, come on. Man, so close. Oh well. That's alright. First mandatory fight down. A little beat up on the vanguards, but we do have this here. Yeah, let's go ahead and just rest now, get HP back. Mordred doesn't need it, but we have 3 party members here that could use it. Alright, I found the second ghost out of 3. It was this coffin right here to the left of this Zeus statue in this room. Or I guess it's Jupiter since it's Roman. Alright, and the third. ghost brother. Not too far away from the second one, but it does spawn a fight, it looks like. Oh, right. Once you find the third one, it spawns the fight. It doesn't matter which one you find. It's once you find the third one, so... This is where I found him. Sorry, slight technical hiccup there. I'm deciding to go for the one on the left first. He has the least amount of health while not having to deal with the stone shell. So... I'm gonna CC this guy on the right since he's the most health. Save him for last. Put a slow on him, knocked him away. And now I just note he's already in melee range of Boudicea. But you can jump to get around him, that's good. So if we put a stigma on you, we should probably be able to light you up pretty well. Between our two vanguards here. Perfect. One down on turn one. And... let's go ahead and do that, since we're just going to pull you back. Get some damage in that will bypass the stone shell. And we'll go ahead and move you over this way and hide you. Okay, that did a good amount of damage even with defensive stance up. Glad I used it. So next, Thunderbolt. We can cleave to get past it some more, but we won't be able to finish him off. We kind of have to just go in and burn off some of the stone shell. Let's go ahead and throw a trap down here and pull everyone else back, regroup a little bit, try and avoid any more damage. Put another trap, I guess. Cool. I mean, we can probably just bully this guy a little bit, right? Throwing daggers, force bolt. Just knock him back again a little bit further, then run back. And pull you back. Alright, walk straight into his death. Always love to see that. And there you go. Reunite the Maximus brothers, all done. Alright, so the second mandatory sarcophagus is this one again. It's special, it stands out, it looks different. As we activate this, if I remember this right, it's going to spawn 4 guys that we have to kill in the same turn. Yeah. This one's a little tricky. You don't want to spread out your damage too much because then you give them too many turns. You definitely... I found, depending on your team comp, it can be faster to just kind of focus them down one at a time, and then on the follow-up turn, just one tap each of them to finish them off. I found trying to spread your damage too evenly can kind of stretch the fight out a bit too long, at least in most team combinations that I've run with, so... For now, we're going to slow you guys down, and we're going to focus on this side here. Just going to try and open up, get as much damage as possible on this first turn. Basic stuff. In defensive stance. Okay. Yeah, that's why I defensive stanced. So now we actually have Boudicea in a decent position here. Can use Dagonet over here. Just kind of run some crowd control. Let's move Balin up this way. Alright, cool. That's one down, but obviously he won't die. Let's do that. Position this way. And actually we're going to do this with Landville so he doesn't get backstabbed. And we'll do that one. Yep, that's all good. They're no longer slowed, so just push you back a little bit. And we should be able to clean up this side, get them really low. Yep. Now we just need to focus over here. Let's get you over. Something like this. Next turn can start laying into him pretty well. Or even start on this turn. We're going going to eat that. Let's go ahead and pop this potion. Jump away. We want to try and have Mordred basically tank these guys for one more turn. Next turn, these guys should be dead, no problem. I'll even Overwatch with Landville to kind of discourage them from running up on us from this direction. Oh, almost forgot to take my turns with Mordred. There we go. You know what? We'll even Overwatch with Mordred, just to further incentivize keeping these two in place. Seemed to work pretty well. He got fairly messed up, but that's what he's for, taking hits. And now we can do this. Down. Down. And win. Which immediately puts us into this next fight against Avitus. Now that his guardians are down. But this is fairly simple. I mean, he's got a, like, Thunderbolt, and he can summon a Skirmisher, but as we can see, it's a very low health Skirmisher. This part of the fight, honestly, is easier than the first part. Let's just bully him. Can we Throwing Dagger? No? Alright, well, we'll just stealth and wait for him to start making his way out of the desecrated ground, and then we'll mess him up then. For now, though, let's get rid of your minion. Backstab. Man, we just cannot get an angle with Boudicea. That's okay. We'll circle her around. We're going to cast a slow on him now since we're going to be pushing him out of it. Get that backstab damage on the Force Bolt. Took a point of vitality damage there, but that's okay. As long as we don't take much more, he'll self-heal that away, no problem. And let's start sending our hit squad after him. And Dagonet for the kill. Like I said, super easy. He hit us with a couple Thunderbolts, and Mordred will be fine. We even have a campfire we can go to. We can even get some armor back with this Shrine of Protection over here. We have both of his potions. I'm not worried in the slightest. About to go into the final fight. I chose to restore armor because I noticed a few people were missing armor, just used a health potion. Now Mordred looking nice and beefy again. About to take on this last fight. And this fight looks very tough, but the secret to this one is if you kill the Centurion, you win the fight. So that's going to be my main strategy, is just try and take this guy down as quickly as possible. He does have a Firestorm. Okay, AoE delay ability. He can summon a Skirmisher. Bunch of ads. Let's just... We'll put this down. Kind of just CC this pack over here a little bit. And this pack over here. Get rid of the ranged units. I want him to come forward a little bit, so that way I can actually backstab him. Given that he's a shield unit, he's going to be reducing a lot of frontal attacks. Side attacks will be okay, but if I can get him to move forward, get backstabs on him, that'll really speed up how fast we can kill him. So I am going to use this first turn mostly to get rid of his ranged support. I'm not really sure what to do with the rest of these guys for now. I mean, I could start weakening the crossbowmen here with Mordred. I think I'm going to do that. So now a Throwing Dagger can probably finish this guy off next turn, which is pretty good. And yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Maybe he'll come over this way. But I think that's a pretty good first turn. He did not move. He used all his AP using his spells. That's a pain. Okay. Really want you to step forward, bud. Do this. Re-stealth you. Let's get... Well, let's take you down. That's fine. Much prefer this. No longer surrounded. It's defensive stance. And we're actually going to provoke the opportunity attack with Landville, so that way Dagonet can safely get away. Finish off that crossbow and move over here to safety. As for Boudicea, she's going to come over here next to her Vanguard buddy, and they're just going to wait for this guy to move so they can start backstabbing. I think that's good. Really hugging that pit there, aren't you? You dick. Alright, let's drink this. It's fine. Now you have to get away from it, because now there's no one remotely close to that pit. Yeah, Stigma. Normally, I don't move up quite as much, so he does move away from it, but yeah, whatever. I guess we are going to clear out most of these ads after all. Might as well finish that off, don't want that coming back. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and Thunderbolt that. I think if we move Boudicea up to here, Throwing Dagger, and hide. Balin. Yeah, I'm just doing it the slow way, I guess. Nope, that'll hit Mordred. Don't want to do that. That would really hurt him. But I think we can finish off. Yep. Nice. Gonna do this, just so we can knock you over. And why not Desecrated Ground? If we can slow him, means he'll not be able to get as many attacks in as he moves up to engage with our party here. Which means less damage for us, which is good. Oh, you're gonna res. Shit, did not notice that. Okay, well, let's turn you around at least so you don't get backstabbed. Okay, well, got backstabbed by the wrong person. Whoops. Alright, Mordred, get back in there. Break the bodies. Let's go ahead and put a trap there in case they do go for Boudicea. They'll at least get slowed. Okay, that's cool. Such a good lineup for Earthshaker. Just off by one turn. Yeah, that's whatever. Take you out. Dagonet can pop this body. Oh, he can't. Well. Throwing Dagger. Alright. Took way longer than I should have, than I usually do, to get it down to just this guy, but we got here. That's all that matters. Ah, shit, you're gonna res, aren't you? If we do vulnerability, okay. Whew, that was close. And Blood Hex just to reduce the damage. Slowing Hex to discourage you from running off. Alrighty. Get rid of this body. Now we can Earthshaker. And then big chunks of damage. Don't have enough AP to hide, so we're just gonna run away. And drop to Desecrated Ground. I don't think I want to push him. I want him to stay close to Mordred. It will encourage him to stay there and keep hitting him. Mordred is our ideal target for the bad guy. Alright, and he killed himself. I'll take it. Took a little bit more vitality damage on Mordred, but again, not really worried about that. No injuries. And as we hit finish mission, I imagine his vitality's probably going to be pretty close to full again. Minus 15 vitality, but we did get a level up on Mordred. And if we look at his final health total, yep, 65 out of 67, not a big deal. That fast metabolism trait he has is amazing. Looks like we got some skill points to spend, but I will handle that off screen. And quite a few things have popped up, and I will also tackle this later. For now, that's the end of this part. Really happy to be back to continuing the playthrough. And if any of you managed to make it all the way to the end here, thank you. I do appreciate it, and I hope to see you in the next one.